of course, na Saturday, March 26, 2022, and this is the Kutubu show this. Today we come from Australia. I get a very important guest. We will bring today Mr. Mikhail Kallon. When an educationist, they come actually tell me, waiting in your contribution towards, the quality education with the president, it don't be in flagship. So, Mr. Kallon, welcome and tell people a little bit about yourself and tell we actually waiting you be up to and waiting at the impediments and we need, prevent you from implementing, this nice project with the trouble, sir. Welcome.
Thank you. When I thank you for getting me, it's a bit late here now. It's after 12. So we did a Sunday morning, whilst on a did a Saturday. So hello to my viewers, them, wherever they. Me na Sierra Leonean, we don't move Australia, say since 2000. I live here. I'm fortunate for the work na school year. I work for the New South Wales Department of Education. I already do that since 2005. I try for help Sierra Leone and me only two way. We start organization we call Madiba Project Incorporated, where we establish here legally as a charitable organization. We also try for register as Sierra Leone. We can collect used educational materials, chairs, tables, whiteboards, computers, laptops, anything basically where we're able to get. We also can take sporting materials and sometimes we will take Salone for support in our own way. We venture start before President Bill. We venture start around 2016-17 where we first container. We did a symbolic presentation at Kenema. Where they will distribute to over 10 plus schools. As I talk to you, we materials that don't go as far as Kallon district, Kallon the town of itself. We don't able to help over 70 plus schools na Sierra Leone. Also, we don't able to help institutions them like Ministry of Sports. We don't help them with sporting equipment. We don't help NDSSE with tables and chairs and other learning materials. We don't help higher education, also with chairs. We don't help, how they call them, slaffer, with materials there also. So we only to wait, and this way we feel say we support Sierra Leone.
Thank you. That's it for me. Masterpiece and a project director. Now, in the course of doing this, you don't ever get in touch with the Salone government officials so that we will coordinate, things they see what they do and what they will do in terms of how they will make this year so viable. You don't ever contact government people that if yes, and waiting at the response and waiting they don't do for help, you in this project for Lord that make this find union to let the reality.
People, yes, we don't depart that for the past 3 years. Actually, we don't do that. It hasn't been easy. I'm not going to say easy. Mr. Kroma, what I would like to call your attention also to is we container number 8. Container 8, where we don't send to Sierra Leone for free. All the materials that we inside they will be distributed for free. We have established on numerous occasions contact with people and the government ministry, particularly MBSSE. See how best to be able to work together. It not come easy yet. We hope it will be easier later, but at the moment now, why we want we want to work with them? Why? I said at the moment, just on we on a container 8 with the Watakina, if we believe, say, if we and they able work together, we long time ago enough for able to take about 4 million chairs and tables to Sierra Leone. We believe, say, if we and them work together, we will able to address the chairs and table problems within schools in Sierra Leone. But at the moment, they're not joined yet, or they're not collaborate with you yet.
Okay. When you talk about you are not get collaboration with the people there. You don't get in touch with the minister, the minister for basic education. You don't for tell them say
Yeah,
look, this is what we do. Look at so and see, what thing we able do. You know.
yes. I have been in contact with David for the past probably 2 years, if I can recall, 2+ years. Email, WhatsApp text messages. Yet still, just like I said, nothing happened yet. We'll be there on a conversation at one point in time. We show them these materials that we will get here and how we want to contribute. But the challenges we will face now, the finance. I'm a young guy, I got a young family. As I talk to you now, I be careful not for screen because my picking lady sleep, my partner also sleep. So I'm very cautious for scream or make loud noise. So I say, if we don't able to do this X amount of containers we don't send a salient, it would be nice if UNICEF could please help financially, particularly for send the materials there. And then this was prior to COVID. Container be there about $7,000 to $8,000 if I remember properly. So I say it would be nice. They say yes. They ask for invoice. I'm talking about Minister Senge. David asked for invoice, which twice actually we send those invoices to them. Since then we wait. Now during that process, okay, this not about a year or two ago. Now during that process, we take upon ourselves because we get the materials in abundance. We say, why should they wait for me for send them the sample materials that they talk about? We load 240-foot container of materials then. We money, we load their material, the containers then with tables, chairs, library materials, clothes them, we collect for school picking them, different kind of items. We load them inside this container. The container they and water they go. But during this process, me and Ambassador Dumaina, including Minister Senge, we communicate via email. So I let them know that this container is at within water they go. And a sample materials them for just show them wait till we get here. If it happens that we don't pay for one of the containers, the other container we don't pay for it. I explained this to Ambassador Dumaina. Then he said they can help. They send actually today now make sure say I go back to me the bank account watch the bank statement. They sent 2,500 American dollars. We come out we end up be about 3,000 some hundred. For don't pay for the second container, so we go get the bill of lading, which we did. They also asked we if it's possible for more we change the details there on the bill of lading so that when the containers get to Sierra Leone, it will be easier for me to release the container. We said no problem. We did that also. Now the containers got to Sierra Leone from the 29th of July. Oh, before that actually, the Ambassador Domaina went further of creating a WhatsApp group, hoping say this WhatsApp group will able to facilitate the removal of the containers the way they reach Sierra Leone. That not happened to today as I speak to you. So yes, there have been a lot of challenges and a lot of stumbling blocks where I don't really understand why.
See where the trouble. I mean, you don't. If you say, I hear you the trouble communication, WhatsApp communication between you and Sengereti and so I mean, you will not get any follow up with this for later. What are the hold up? When are the reason for it? Because remember, this like we said now, our own contribution is. Then in terms of the container, when I get anything away na private, thing away not get anything for do with the help on our help. Because sometimes you look at from that perspective and say, well, sometimes you want to bring personal effects in. When I get anything like that, when I get an understanding there.
It depends on which they call personal effect. It really, because I guess the whole thing, personal effect, all we get different view about that. Now, let me give you some few examples of the things that we did inside the container. And let the people or the viewers then understand when they talk about free quality education. We believe in libraries. We long-term goal also now for able established libraries, north, east, west, south, now for able to work with schools that we get libraries, for upgrade the libraries if we able, because we get access to library materials here. We get books, fiction and non-fiction books. We get resources, we able to help libraries with for learning purposes. So yes, and the two containers, we have library materials. Why the library materials? We're not able to hire a place now Mama Street, we now Brookfields, where this place they get over 20 plus schools within the vicinity. All the school became there, they left that area and beyond, they go now, the only library where they get. Yeah, Sierra Library Board. When they there they go. We believe, say, if we able to create another library within that area, it don't minimize, it will be the cost with the picking they even pay for going to the library. So we plan for get library there with an internet service and by going part 24 hours electricity service, so that the students within that area will use the library. And it will also be a place where the young and the old will meet for learn. Now, the materials are inside this container. Will you call that personal effect? Maybe in their eyes, yes, it is personal effect. But is that not gearing towards education in Sierra Leone, where they talk about? Okay, but we left that part. Now, we in a registered organization also in Sierra Leone. We get from make we office. Because now the requirements and this way they ask for. How they expect we forget office without furniture then they? Where we they in the position for send furniture then I say, now the furniture then they inside the container. If Mr. Kutubu, if you play, Mr. Kurma, if you please go to Madiba Project Facebook page, you will see no long ago they distribute, close them, toys, to picking them na Susan's Bay. Which side of materials then they come on? Now the clothes, the toys them, and things that would collect there, would they send us are these personal effects? If they are personal effects, well, fine. Then go further for tell we say, if a personal effect, Moko write an official letter saying that we will pay for the personal effect. When they get the containers out, Madiba Project for pay for the personal effect. We said, no problem, we agreed on it. We agreed the way the container come on. Any item with us in a personal effect, Madiba Project will pay for them. We still the wait. Nobody, as I speak to you, this now after when Minister Senge don't go further for ask it seems say 2 months ago. If I get that precise, 2 months ago, you know, ask him, say, better get the container out as soon as possible. Nothing that happened yet. You get Mr. Kallon, where they work for MBSSC. You get Mr. Ambrose Sisse, where they work for MBSSC. They both are responsible for that container still the water key. Yesterday, we tell you that they talk about the demurrage with the containers that accumulate. And that's not my responsibility. I do this so far.
When you start this project, initially when I started the project, when I alert the authorities and identify our intentions, they knew our intention. When I start, say well, this time our own contribution is
Right.
to us, the president in flag shouldn't say they know of all this. So then who side is bottleneck they now? Because by what you don't explain, Italy there's bottleneck somewhere, this bureaucratic, MS na food and say who side they and what you go do for removal, because those things then will go that will be a considerable help to the government, and that will also cost cost and help in the supply. So also you see this bureaucratic red tape. Also you see
I wish I know, Mr. Koroma. I really wish I know. If I do, probably I would address the issue right now. And for make a more sad, we really want to get no information from MBSSC or even Ambassador Dumaina say, na yeah, we did. To my knowledge, Ambassador Dumaina be the Sierra Leone not long ago. He tried, from my understanding, to get this container, to get the two containers out. And what happened? Again, there was Mr. Kallon man and Mr. Cisse name playing at the background of this. Now they back with they. I don't know who's the bottleneck they. To me, understanding that they're scared or they're worried for the cost we don't accumulate by the demurrage. It's too much from what I understand. Now that they say, then I did not know this. They told me that they got money from World Bank for facilitate this program. I understand say World Bank not go approve the demurrage cost correctly. And we may not get nothing absolutely for doing that. So I don't know. The representative na say you don't go repeatedly for talk to this Mr. Kallon man, this Mr. Cisse man. They're not interested in talking to her where it can be say back in a young woman, and make her worse. It don't make attempt few times for go see David Senge. Nothing not happen yet. Plus I speak to you. Mr. Kuruma, that's why I'm talking to people like you on social media for ask questions. What have we done wrong? If we not be politician, then I should go treat we. For all the over how many thousands of chairs and tables who would begin taking a Sierra from 2016 to today, I speak to you. Is this the way they treating us? The library materials, the way we get to Sierra Leone Library Board and IPAM, when you go there today, you will see them there. Is this the way they treating us? Just because of chairs and tables, where we choose for contributes to the free quality education? I want to add these questions answered. Why containers for Dena Wataki we get closer to 1,000 chairs and tables for we school picking them, then they sit on a ground? Why? Minister Senge every day, he's very good with social media. He posts these photos. He goes to these schools, with the schools that deserve better sitting accommodation, better learning materials. We all know that.
okay.
We do.
I want to inform all we listeners and followers that all we platforms are open. So una can call in and let una also win within Mr. Kallon because this, like you say, we tell una is very important. And like we say, we all know, say the president, he talks, education will be in flagship. So if people indeed now with the volunteer and the kind of already talk, this spirit of voluntarism, he arrived within that part, the great Aaron Coleman talk, Martin Luther King, or John Kennedy, they always talk, so ask what the country will do for you, but what will you do? But things like this is very discouraging, and it will make people, then, even if they get spirit for work, for do something, they not go do. So, the next question, because any way they do, the logic of syllogism call for 50% na possibility, 50% na impossibility. What do people continue for do all the foot like this? Then they are not pull them out yonder. Where do you go? That 19, waiting will be the fate of them.
Sorry?
What if, like I said, we talk about 50%? What if the government continue or send they continue for dragging foot? They not try for get the container out. Waiting out will be the fate. Waiting will be the fate with all the things we need inside. Waiting will be the fate. The chairs, the desk, and all the things. Waiting will be in fate.
Thank you for asking, Mr. the face of that will be they go pull up. I believe the same government go pull up. Why they go pull up? Not to the first time this for like this happened to me. Not to the first time this. Why I'm asking questions is exactly the reason why. Because it's not the first time. Now the second time this it happened to me. We container be don't reach Sierra Leone, we might have you take power. You understand me, sir? During that process, the delay we container for 18 months. Mr. Kurumana, the materials that they say in the library board and IPAM so today. Now, some of the leftover library shelving they say in the library board, we don't even use it. Yep. The sad part was they removed the container unknowing to us. They opened the containers where we know they. That way, that's what they be treat that last one. This one, I believe say they will pull out. I believe so. For the fact say they give money, why they give 2,500 American dollars towards the containers there, then they let the container they want to keep. I believe so. For ask these questions, is this the way we country the money then? Is this the way we do?
Okay, so
Is this how we should be treating each other when we get 1,000+ chairs, then closer to 1,000+ chairs with the wataki? Na Sierra Leone, not to say that they out of Sierra Leone. Na Sierra Leone, we picking and they sit on the floor. I strongly believe that the government will pull the container, the two containers. Then when I don't know, but I know that they will one day when they're ready. When they are ready, they will get it. They will get them out.
So, in fact, like you say, the president know of this? The president know of this?
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah.
I pray say I pray say I don't know if President Bill know, but I'll pray say no, because if he know, then it's we will probably ask the question why the containers are still able to, and why the library materials that we still need for make the library now Mama Street not come out yet. So because I want to say help ask the question. When we ask these questions, we should know why. Okay, they say personal effect. We agree for pay for the personal effect if there is any. We agree. Also, please, more we remember as me choose upon myself for send the materials there. So now me container, now me load, now me choose for be good to send you. Me container the WhatsApp with me, Ambassador Domaina and Minister Senge they communicate. I told them that these materials are sample materials. These are the kind of materials that we will be sending. These are after we they don't ask for 3,000 assorted chairs and tables. We're not for 2 containers. So today I speak to you. They're not honor that yet, Mr. Koroma. Now during that process, whilst waiting for them to honor the 2 containers, I have the materials here in abundance. That's when we send these 2 containers. You understand me? We for the pull the 2 containers, Madiba project, with 2 containers where we send, we for the pull, but now they ask we for change the details. So it go there under MBSSC. They ask us to do that. Then what's the issue then? Or what are the issues?
So, fix with this kind of bureaucratic stuff we are, if you say it will be and follow, we go over the head of sending them, and if we let bring in the chief minister and the minister of finance and anything, you not think so?
If I have a way of contacting these people, I will do it. Because I'm looking for answers. I'm not just looking for answers for these 2 containers that are within our Wataki. No, not for the 2 containers they are normally they look for answers for. I also look for answers there for the materials that we pack here. We will not able to send yet. We're very useful to we schools them. And even we higher institutions them, like the FBC, the multi-magai colleges we talk about. So I want those questions answered. I want to be able to collaborate with hopefully the ministry. Then they already talk about the MBSSC. I look forward for able to collaborate with them for more able to move the materials there to Sierra Leone, so that we people that would benefit from them with no string attached, absolutely. No string attached. Just as we doing contribution to education as Sierra Leone.
These other guys and you talk about, we call the names apart from the minister, where they work at the ministry. You don't ever personally talk to them. I don't know if you're an assistant secretary them or a permanent secretary them or whatever they are, because age course of other guy they apart from the minister. You don't
Yes.
ever personally talk to them about this.
Yeah.
And also
Yes,
you not get positive
and they ignored nothing. I got ignored exactly from. I also got ignored. Mr. Sise ignored me. Mr. with a name, Mr. Sise ignored me. Mr. Kallon ignored me. Okay. The last email was from Mr. Sise, raising the idea of demurrage and personal effect, and that's something that we don't deal with way back. Way back. So now the sad part is about this whole thing. At least if you get somebody where they tell you, say, now yeah, we do. Now this don't happen, oh, you go no. But for that one they will know about container, ask them. If you don't get delivery order, you're not able to pull the container. Mr. Kuma on several occasions, the Madiba project team, they join their people there, or they go up the ministry day, but try forget a delivery order, with all kind of promises. They were not able to lay hands on the delivery order yet. So today I speak to you.
but somewhere down the road, it seemed a bit. It looked very perplexing. Perplexing in the sense, I mean, this is not a contribution that they go make to us, school business. And then we all see the state of the school. And if I wait more, they have the school, then that the alumni association, and now then they support the schools. Then. So if God don't make una get a project like this, now they go and this across the board. So they begin to wonder, I mean, why? Waiting at the reason where people then erect this kind of a roadblock, we down the road, and it just not make no sense. So, how long una go able keep that thing in the yonder again for? I mean, how long for make sure the integrity of the thing they want to saying it not get compromised. And it compromised in the sense, I mean, you not go rule anything out, breakages, theft, mishandling, and all that thing. So waiting at the sure guarantee against the kind of infractions, taking place.
Now Sierra Leone, I don't know. Now Sierra Leone, I don't know. I'm being honest with you. I don't know now Sierra Leone. How, whether they even get for let to, whether they open the container. I hope they do. If they don't, fine. Whatever the one GUI, may they please make we know. So we will start with library project, or also the chairs that will reach the beneficiaries. We hope say they will do that. If they not do that, well, it's up to them again. When I don't make we for ask them questions. For Australia, because of the cost of containers now, it's very challenging for send container at the moment. So we hope say if container price go down, we're able again for begin send container, regardless of whether the two containers they come on Sierra Leone or not. They're not gonna stop with. They're not gonna stop with. We not continue for do what they do. We also they look forward to people that we believe in education. We will make difference. Sierra Leone, we get the materials, just like I said to you. We look forward to people and we go work with we for able to facilitate the movement of the materials there to Sierra Leone. We need help with the finance, the payments for the ship, the container that we need help with. If we're able to get if possible, anybody there, like for example, if you want to help the school STEM, please feel free. For more organizing yourself, if you're not able to put a container down together, just let us know. We're going to help with the chairs and tables and other learning materials that we can get from here. And that really again we try to encourage from people then.
Okay, so in other words, now they appeal to people then for letting them be part of this, project. So we obviously will help, the quality education in terms of, material supply, material availabilities. So now they make a broad appeal to people who want. So you think, say, you able send all your contacts to me. So when I did na Salone forum, I can put them out because hold on this. I therefore put this, link out, let people then see them and see the effort. But I believe say you not for give up or you na organization not for give up in making sure say we na make the minister for basic education understand say this also will be a legacy for him where he will not go because no matter how long he is in office, he's going to be gone. But at least under in leadership, now they try to refurbish all the schools. So with this kind of a thing, I wonder why the minister will be a bit insensitive about this, how the minister will overlook this. I mean, this is where I know, me, I say the disconnect. People are coming to help because we not ask them for letting you now money. You didn't ask them. Or you guys should have take, possession of it here. But then, I don't know if you'll be able to help me for let get this disconnect here because I'm really left on the horse of a dilemma.
Okay for make you feel the way how you feel, Mr. Koma. So you try for picture the way how made it feel, yeah. Where as I speak to you, I wish you for don't do this during the day, million time. Because what you for don't do was, I for don't take you to the warehouse, so the viewers, they will see the materials that we talk about. We're getting the beat every single day. Yeah, correct. We're in a very good learning materials, and I say, okay, I for don't make you know that I am also confused why one Minister Senge in will authorize a staff there forget the container out. This is about a month plus ago. Why it still not say anything yet? Why the container they still they wataki? I'm honestly confused about that. I'm also confused about people them necessarily within the ministries there, whether really somebody do the work. Because if them people, Ambassador Domaina will establish this group from July, yeah, container they get to Sierra Leone on the 29th. You get people that within at the embassy they will add, people in foreign affairs will add Sierra Leone, MBSSC, and then yet still a container not come out. Are they really doing their jobs? I don't know. So that's a very confusing thing. Also, what it confused me is, Mr. Kuruma, you go on social media, because of the COVID, we cannot able to travel Sierra Leone yet. But I been Sierra Leone in 2019, where we donate, may not be this where me staff donate. A day where me staff donates to MBSSC, there is a video where they say thank you, not just thank you, but they ask for more, we do more. Now the more this way we want to do. So who's the stumbling block for this? Not so therefore they receive we with open hands. They will be not ask we for do more. So it's confusing.
Well, Mr. Kallon, what I will do for you, we will make this a part 2. Where may you go agree on when you think say it will be okay for Allah to do this in such a way that everybody will see and because now it very leads to you and then you will bring forward the materials and let we see. I'll promise you we'll make a part 2. We just get for time for agree on when we feel it will be okay with everybody. So in the next 10 minutes we left for you. Well, why you not go give me your summary? You summarize this here for. I may give you a roadmap about this so that when it's done, I will send the link to you. They say, well, it may help not distributed. So give me a broad perspective. Where will be your closing remarks on this here, sir?
for we, and for any Sierra Leonean with out there with the listening, or any other person, well, you don't get for really be Sierra Leonean with the listening. Just like I say, we before this issue, we dream that for able help education. I said we get the opportunity for able help libraries, both primary school, secondary school, and university libraries. We get the opportunity for do that. It will be with the shelving, it will be with the chairs, it will be with the tables, it will be with the books. Now we long term goal that we the hope so one day we'll be able to do that. So anybody we out there, we're interested in things like that, please feel free for joining me from a world able to contribute for make that possible. We also they try for like the library project to the now Brookfields. It's a pilot project. Hope is if they work, and some people will able to stress, say do in other areas then, so that it will become easier for people there for access library. We also the hope say one day we're able to link the libraries there with libraries in a place like Australia. So because of the time difference, like now net now, the beginning na say able for access with libraries then are online. Whilst we they do this, we they hope say we they collaborate with the government for able for send the 4 million plus chairs we will want send a Sierra Leone for support the free quality education we really talk about. We know say this not so easy challenge. The government in one way not able to address some of the issues there. Some people are in a position for able help. May they please make it easy for help. So they don't discourage not just me, but the many Sierra Leoneans the way they out there we want to contribute for make Sierra Leone grow in their own way. That's collectiveness. We for doing together. Please, that I may ask for. If there is any misunderstanding between we and MBSSC or whosoever concerned, please more quickly for address the issues so that the picking them go benefit from the chairs, the tables, the computers, the laptops, the whiteboards. Mr. Kutubu, we get wipes and disinfectant wipes inside that container where we don't know whether they don't expire right now. Them wipes are not for hospitals. But we please let for the people picking them that may they ask for so that they will benefit from the materials and where the people in Australia are the GUI from what we send to them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I will promise you, I will get for stay in touch with you for let me you come up with a negotiated settlement as well. When you feel say we will put time, we will make the picking or watch out. Once me you don't get that, I will go back to the station to go get airtime. And by God, I will send the link over to you. So I want to take it because not too late now. Time and too late. I want to take it. Like I've been telling you this time. This time you're the first part of our number for introduce them. So we'll come back next time. We will make a more detailed and hopefully they will see all the supporting evidence. So until that happens, sir, I want to wish you a very pleasant good night. And like I say, I will send you the link, sir. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. And yeah, we all work together for make Salone better. Thank you.
Yes, sir.